Hi there. I'm just here to talk about my Iboga experience and what brought me to Iboga. Um, my partner Danielle, who also did Iboga with Troy and Joe, um, kind of brought me to Iboga. And I think indirectly, we sort of brought each other to Iboga through our relationship. I feel like I've been searching my whole life, for anything that speaks truth to me. Um, I have never done plant medicine, and I felt a direct calling from Iboga, I guess, as opposed to other medicines. So I never did ayahuasca. Not that I wasn't interested, but Iboga was the one, I guess, that called out to me first, and was the only one I've ever done. So yeah, so just great people to begin with. You're in very, very good hands if you're having an Iboga experience with Troy and Joe. So my journey was beyond my expectation. After Troy had given me the Iboga, I started to feel the effects, and as I laid down and covered my eyes, and it didn't take long before I was seeing all kinds of imagery. Some stuff I didn't understand at first, but after a little bit of time that passed, I was fully engaged by Iboga. Troy started asking me to focus on a loved one who came up. It was my sister, who in this life I loved, but wasn't close to because we had extreme differences in our approach to life. My sister was a victim of drug and alcohol, throughout her 55 years of being on this planet. So it was hard for me as a person who basically repelled against all of that. So she came to me, and I told her I was sorry that I wasn't there for her. But in the experience, she sort of was teary-eyed and spoke to me and said that she was sad that she wasn't there for me. And what I realized, that my sister had been in my life as an example for me not to follow, to not fall into specific traps that would have hindered my advancement in whatever I wanted to do in my life. So it was really a sacrifice, and Troy helped me understand that she was really a hero in my life. And another part of the experience was where I've been dealing with my own kind of understanding of who I am and what I believed. And I believed in Jesus. I've always have, and God as the totality of all things. And I asked Jesus Christ to reveal himself in my Iboga, and he sure did. I first saw him, as we all do, like the Avatar. We see in every church a picture of the guy with a really awesome beard and nice eyes and pious and gentle posture. Then he started morphing into another being. He changed shape. He still had his hair and his beard, but now he's walking down the street as a businessman with a suit and a briefcase and a phone. And so I was like, okay. So he morphed into one of us. And I was able to see this in 4K, like perfect video. Like it was just like a movie in front of me. And then next he morphed into a guy just jogging down the street in shorts and runners and very fit. I started to get closer to him, and he morphed again. This time he started running, his hair shorter, beard gone, and I started to close in on him, like while he was running from left to right, going this way. I started to slowly come in, like I became the observer, the camera, if you will, in a sense. And as soon as I got right up to him, where I caught him just running, he looked right at me, and he could see that I was observing him. And as about as soon as I was about to get right to his face, he morphed into my partner Danielle, and one of my favorite pictures of her when she was 37. And he became her, and she winked at me and had this big smile and kissed me. And I was like, what just happened? I believe that Christ was, in his own way, trying to tell me that he was in everybody. He was in every single being. And if you wanted to know Christ, just look at your partner, look at yourself. So after my mom's death in 2000, I believe it wasn't very long after she passed, I was sleeping one night and had a complete OBE lucid dream where I was out of my body, fully aware I was dreaming, and saw myself and my partner at the time in our bed, and I was like in the state of like awe, just seeing this reality and knowing that I was there dreaming. I was in it, and it was the first time I had a complete OBE. Like, again, 360 vision, 4K video. It was just like more real than real. So from the ceiling, I started to come down to the bed level, and once I leveled off, I started to see a white light coming around the cracks of the door. And slowly, the light got brighter and brighter, just like a beam of light, just slowly. And my consciousness, I started floating towards the door. And yeah, it was like, started getting so bright that it was like blinding but not painful. And as I got close to the door, I could sense it was suggesting for me to open the door. As I got closer, though, I saw a shadow that looked like somebody was coming into the frame of the door, and I guess I freaked out, and I pulled back and I said, I'm not ready, and then with that, I just basically flew back, like I fell from the ceiling at about the speed of light and hit the bed, and I awoke and I came to consciousness and looked up, and the door was black. Anyways, I never actually opened the door. One of my questions for Iboga was, what was behind that door? Iboga took me back to the room in 2000, exactly as I remember it, 24 years later, and it showed me in my light body, ethereal body, whatever you want to call it. It showed me as this kind of observing orb, I guess, in a sense. It showed that whole experience. And it showed me in a state observing from the perspective higher. So I was seeing it from two vantage points. And Iboga just ripped the door off the hinges. And what I saw, which I didn't see 24 years earlier, was my mom and all of her sisters who had passed as well. She had 4 other sisters. And they were all smiling at me and looking, and they were beautiful young little girls, from ages 4 to 10, various ages, and they smiled at me, and instantly I could see that my mom was happy, and they were all in a state of joy and just complete innocence, and just they were in these beautiful dresses, and it was so heartwarming to see her in that space. That just blew my mind. Of course, I was in tears during the whole time, but I was able to go into the emotion of, or the space, the frequency of losing my mom, and after a bit of time, I was able to let it go, and it really took a lot of weight off of me. 24 years of carrying that gone, just like that. Seeing her in this space of just complete and utter joy. So I highly recommend this medicine. It is definitely profound, sacred, and I have so much love for it and what it did for me, what it showed me. Troy and Joe are a super couple. They should be wearing capes, I swear. They're amazing people. I love them both very much. and both are initiated with the Bwiti tribe from Africa. They are as authentic as it gets, and I couldn't imagine my experience with anybody else. They're the real deal, guys. Like, you will not believe the sincerity of these people. They're absolutely amazing. Iboga is bossy, like, it's the truth. And so I felt the experience was beyond expectation. The people were beyond expectation. I highly, highly recommend it, and I highly, highly recommend Root and Wisdom, Troy and Joe. You know, if you're going to do it with them, because the experience will be forever in your heart.